And so I'm seeing a lot of protests, a lot of people, you know, in whatever state they are in. I'm seeing them, last one I saw was in California. There's protesting and, attacking Bill Gates and saying things like, their civil liberties and their freedom is being contested and things along that line. Let me say this. There's also was a report in Kentucky. I don't know how true it is. I just heard it. I don't know how true this is, but the report said that the people went out and protested, and then there was a spike in how many people were infected. Now, let me say this. These things, okay, so they're going to open up on Friday. They're going to open up some non-essential places, right? So people can go to the salon, get a haircut. They're going to open up gyms, things along that line. But bust it. This is the problem. This is the problem. There are a lot of people who are conspiracy theorists out there, and they're not sure whether COVID-19 is real or not. They think it's all because, gee, now when you think about that, you don't know if it's real or not. But you're protesting, get back out and get to work. I understand that because of the economy, how the economy is going to hurt our children and grandchildren. I get that 100%. But then some people are like, if I die, I die. Now, we know that those people are like, if I die, I die. We know that's not true. Because they get COVID-19, they're going to want everybody to feel sorry for them, just like they do when they get cancer. And we've seen so many fake cancer people. It just irks the hell out of me because my mother died from cancer. So I really, really, really hate fake illness people. And then they get all this money. We didn't get a dime. You know what I'm saying? A couple of my siblings got cancer now. So I hate fake illness people. And then they get all this money. But that's what you're going to see. I guarantee that you're going to see a spike in illnesses. Then you're going to see all these people posting on Facebook and all these people trying to get sympathy when they told you point blank to stay at home. You know what I'm saying? They told you to stay at home. Until you know for sure that it's real or not, you shouldn't even take the chance in being around a crowd of people, is what I mean. But that's what we're seeing. People going out and just doing whatever. But some people like, no, it's just the flu, yada, yada, yada. Those people don't know. For one, coronavirus has been around. For two, this is an airborne strand of it. All right, so I think that it's very, very, very real. And I've been, out and about, but I don't go into crowds of people. I didn't do that before the coronavirus. I stopped doing that because crowds of people it's just not good for me. But here's what I think is going to happen. Here's what I think is going to happen because people went out and protested, and they protested against the government. They called out the government themselves. I think that the soft contain that we had, that the government placed upon us, I think that it's going to turn into a hard contain. I think it was a test run. That's what what I think. Even though they're saying, oh, they're saying, oh, the numbers were inflated. I don't think that's the point anymore. I think it's about what you can control and what you can't control, and who you can and who you can't control. I think COVID-19 is the caveat for whatever else is going to happen. But I think COVID-19 is definitely real, even though it might not be the same numbers as as they're reporting. The doctors who are saying that it's not, real, and other doctors are coming out and saying staying in the house is bad for your immune system, which it is. These doctors coming out and speaking against it are not on the same page as these nurses who are taking care of COVID-19 patients. So you're seeing a whole slew of nurses crying because they're losing their coworkers and they can't take care of all the patients. They're working, their behinds off. In some states, in other states, they don't have that issue. You've seen respiratory therapists come out and saying, hey, we have all of these, uh, pumps for your lungs. I forgot what they're called. I don't know what the government's talking about, but we have them. Here they are right here. We have a bunch of them. And they're doing all this to make you think that there's something else going on other than COVID-19. But the thing is COVID-19 is going on. But there are other things that's just a caveat. That's just a small part of it. Listen, if the government is willing to lie, if they're willing to go all out and shut down the world, they shut the world down. Animals are coming back to domesticated areas. Mountain lions running around, goats, rats coming out where people aren't usually, in droves, and pack of 30, 40 rats just coming out and scaring people looking for food. The government would not have done that to me, in my eyes. I don't think the government would have done that for a disease that kills you more than the flu. It's killed more people than the flu, according to reports. And they're saying the reason why it slowed down is because of social distancing. That's all fine and well. But there's something else going on. Whether it's 5G, whether it's preparing for some kind of virus war, there's something amiss. And I think the next contain that they do is going to be a hard contain. I don't think they would have ramped up the military. And listen, all of the equipment that they brought, all of the tanks, all of the personnel, all that stuff that they shipped in and all around the countries, the government is not going to do that for nothing. They're not. They're not going to waste. Listen, everything the government does has some kind of PO order or some kind of statute, something attached to it. When I was a cook and I was in the service, the way you cooked eggs you had a card, and you'd read the card and it would tell you how to scramble eggs. And if you scrambled those eggs wrong, and your E6 or E7 or E5 looked at that and said, that's not the way you scramble eggs according to this, they can Article 15 you for that. And Article 15 is a code of But an Article 15 is a code of punishment, right? So that punishment can be taking away from you all the way to court martialing you, taking your driver's license away, whatever. It depends on what you did. You can get Article 15, thrown in jail for the rest of your life, Article 15. All that from an Article 15 for simply not following the instructions that the government told you to do. They don't waste. They look. You may think they waste money, but they don't. You may look at something that the government has done, and you go, "That was a waste of money." No, it wasn't. It was a trial and error. It was looking at. It was a statistical run, looking out the in and the outliers, trying to figure out what worked and what didn't work. It was an attempt at efficiency. I think I think that's exactly up there. I think that's exactly what this is. The government's not going to waste money. This was an attempt at efficiency. And this was to see who was going to come out, how many are going to come out, when they're going to come out, how long it's going to take them to protest, how aggressive the protest is going to be, because some people had guns, how aggressive the protest is going to be, uh, the numbers in the aggression, look, all of that has been taken note of. There's not one thing that got past the government. Not one. They see you. They know what you're doing. I'm just tell you this. This is just what I think. I don't have any. I don't have any definite proof. I don't work for the government anymore. Uh, I'm just somebody who's been in the military. I worked for the government at one time. And most of you know my credentials. I'm not going to keep repeating it. But this is just what I think. After seeing the military work and watching what they do, after seeing the government work, after working with them and seeing how they operate, when you look at their standard operating procedures in the case of, certain situations, you can just take that and widen that and just make it into a broader scale and be like, oh, this is what I think is going to happen. That's where I'm coming from. In other words, I still think it's going to get worse before it gets better. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. I don't want to see martial law. I don't want no parts of it. I think it's coming. I just do. I hope it doesn't. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. But I think we walked right into it. I think we walked right into it. And listen, if they're right about Bill Gates, if they're right about the vaccine, if they're right about getting tags in your arms and computer chips in your arms and stuff like that, if they're right, which would not surprise me, you're going to see a very, very aggressive approach. And you're going to see a mandate. And you're going to see laws fly out of nowhere. You're going to see and hear about government going into session and calling sessions. And when they do that, they're going to have private sessions, and they're going to come out with a law that it's going to be so ridiculous. They're going to slam that gavel down, and it has going to have nothing to do with the benefit of the people. You're not going to benefit from these laws. They're going to pull some law out of nowhere. I'm just trying to tell you, they're going to end, they're going to create, and they're going to manipulate. And I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. It's your boy Tone 202. Stay alert, stay alive.